Hello, champions. Today is a great day. You ask why it's a great day? Because you are here and I am here. And today we are moving forward. We are evolving on this wonderful journey called life. We have some healing work to do. We have some healing work to do so that we can move in purpose on purpose. I am so excited that you are here today. And guess what? Today, I am going to give you tools to move from trauma to truth. Some of the challenges people have as it relates to moving from trauma to truth are first, acknowledging healing needs to take place. Number two, seeking support for your healing journey. That could be through therapy, counseling, and/or coaching. Number three, practicing consistency, commitment, and being courageous as it relates to healing from childhood trauma. And number four, be patient with yourself, right? It doesn't happen overnight, but we know one thing, it's going to happen. Now, I know that this is challenging to do, to face dealing with your childhood trauma and do that work, because as an adult, I had to do the work. I often found myself in relationships full of drama. Now, I'm not talking about the drama from your TV sitcom show. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about some real life drama in relationships that involve conflict, jealousy, control, abuse, and some form of physical abuse, whether it's physical, it's mental, it's emotional, it's verbal, and it can be financial. Now, I just said abuse, and I want you to know, if you are someone out there who is going through some type of abusive relationship, please take this opportunity right now and jot down this number for the domestic violence hotline. It is 1-800-799-7233, okay? Now, as we continue, I want you to understand that sometimes we sit in drama and/or domestic violence relationships because we don't know what to do. For many years, I sat there because it was familiar to me. It was familiar to me because I observed and absorbed my parents doing just that. So basically, that's what I knew. And again, if you're in a domestic violence relationship, is it something that you're experiencing because you've seen your parents do it? Is it something that you're experiencing because you've seen your grandparents do it or someone else in your family? Is this the type of relationship that follows you around wherever you go? It's like you have something on your back that says, pick me, I want a toxic relationship. If you answered yes to any of those questions, understand that you can heal, that you can move from trauma to truth. You can do it because I did it. And I am here today to encourage you. Now, I want you to understand that it wasn't easy for me. One day, it dawned on me that I was repeating my childhood, and I didn't want the same for my children. I also realized that there was something greater for me in the world. Like, this was not it. Do you feel like that right now? And remember, if you do, you can move from trauma to truth. I want you to hold my hand. Please allow me to take your hand right now as I take you back just a little bit. It was 1979. And as a child, I was 7 years old. And one of the memories that stands out to me is standing by my mother and my parents were arguing. I remember a frozen ham hock, and yes, I said ham hock, a frozen ham hock flying across the room. Destination was my mother's face. I'm so grateful that the ham hock hit the fireplace. It didn't hit my mother and it didn't hit me. But can you imagine, as a child, that's traumatic. That affected me. There was no discussion afterward. There was no talk about it, but it's something that really stood out to me. Now, please continue to allow me to hold your hand as I fast forward a little bit from 1979 to 2004. I was 32 years old. And yet I found myself in a similar situation. This time it wasn't a ham hock, however, it was a pan of spaghetti. Now, as this can sound kind of humorous because it's this food flying across the room with each case that I'm talking about, but it's kind of sad. It's not humorous at all. So the spaghetti was flying across the room. This time the destination was my face. And once again, I'm thankful it didn't hit me. Now, one thing that I realized is something is not right. Again, this is a familiar pattern. This was something that I took from my childhood and brought into my adulthood, again, showing up as unresolved trauma, right? Which is currently in that form. At that time, it was drama. So one thing I knew is I had some soul searching to do. I had some healing to do. Does this sound familiar to anyone? Are you in some kind of situation where you feel like history is repeating itself? Is it a season where you feel like generational curses and strongholds have to be broken? Are you the one called to break those generational curses and strongholds? I felt in my heart of hearts that I was. And I realized that I had a choice to make. I realized that I had to step into some faith or step into some power and step into some courage and own my truth. Because the truth is, it was not meant for me to relive. It was not meant for me to have my children relive this. If this is something that resonates with you, understand at this time, you have a choice to disrupt the domestic violence cycle, which stems from unresolved childhood trauma. As a matter of fact, if you're looking for change, you are the change. You are the champion in your life. You are the one who can rescue yourself at this time. Even if it doesn't feel like it, I'm here to encourage you, to inspire you, and to uplift you and let you know you are ready to make that change. And as I mentioned earlier, I have some tools to help you move from trauma to truth. Number one, prayer. Prayer is power. Prayer changes things, right? Thank God in advance for what you are looking for and believe by faith that it will happen. Number two, meditation. Find a quiet place and listen to what God is saying to you as it relates to your next move, because your next move will be your best move. Number three, visualize. Take some time to see what you don't see. I always say I had to see what I didn't see in my relationship. Visualizing gave me the freedom to escape the drama. It gave me the freedom to see where God was calling me to be. Number four, journal. Journal is good for the soul. And I often tell people that journaling was actually my therapy. It was healing because I watched my journals go from negativity, low self-esteem, to positivity, to faith, and to truly visualizing a life that I knew that I could create. Number five, encourage yourself every single day. Encourage yourself. Speak life over yourself. Often when we grow up in childhoods where we experience domestic violence and experience some type of trauma, we don't know how to encourage ourselves, let alone as a child, but especially as an adult, right? Especially when you're with someone who may not be encouraging you and you don't know how to do it. But one thing I know for sure, you are fearfully and wonderfully made. God made no mistake when God created you, right? So thank God for resources from the north, the south, and the east, and the west. Thank God for a plan that will help you create the life that you're called to live, to move from trauma, to move from drama, and to walk in truth. If this is you and you really feel like something that I've said resonates with you, that resonates with your spirit, here is what I want you to do. I want you to reach out to me on social media. You follow me, I'll follow you. right? And my social media Facebook page is Valerie C. Thompson. You can find me on Instagram at ownyourtruth_Valerie_Thompson. If you want to connect with me on a deeper level for support so that I can help you move and heal the trauma, the childhood trauma, I am here for you. You can reach out to me for a complimentary coaching session at www.valeriecthompson.com. Again, that's www.valeriecthompson.com. You were created to own your truth, to walk in it, and to move from trauma to truth. Walking in truth will allow you to operate in freedom, creativity, imagination, visualization, authenticity, passion, power, and purpose. God created you for something so huge, something so magnificent. This is the season, this is the time for you to become the champion that you have always been looking for. Believe you me, you can do it. Thank you. It's time to move from trauma to truth.